For a person who has worked in the US, worked in Bangalore, worked in India's fourth largest software company, to leave a very see, when
Comfortable
somebody
job,
says
where comfortably placed.
my son is working in Wipro, my husband is working in Wipro, my son-in-law is in Wipro, so it is a matter of pride.
Sure.
But the moment you tell nobody in my family is going to introduce me saying that okay, my son is an insurance agent, an LIC agent. See that there is no glory in that field.
Hello and welcome to Turning Point. A change in your career midway through your life can be very daunting, especially if it comes a little later on in life. Today we have a very interesting personality who has done precisely this, starting from a very cushy IT job and changing to a career which is he has no experience earlier. Mr. Indrajit Radhakrishnan, welcome to the show. Well, the obvious question is you had a very great IT job.
True.
And you moved to a career which you had no previous experience with.
Yes, correct.
Insurance advisory is a line which you had no experience. So why? What was the turning point and what brought you to it?
Well, even I never imagined that I will become an insurance advisor. See, when I resigned my job in 2013, I obviously stepped into something which I already knew. That was into IT consulting. So I worked with some of the startups, advising them on how to execute the projects. See, they had projects sanctioned to them. They did not have the essential experience to execute it. The engineers were of lower experience. So I worked with them to help them plan and execute and guide, talk to the customer, and to ensure that the money reaches their accounts and their customers are happy. But then sometime down the lane, I was not truly happy about what was happening because I was not truly actually free. See, when I moved out of a large organization, the idea was I will get into something of my own.
So if I can just interrupt you here and just backtrack a bit. Please let the viewers know a little bit about your journey to Wipro. What was your background? What did you study? How did you get to Wipro?
I graduated in 99 in electronics and communication. Then I got into the Wipro through campus recruitment. From 99 to 2013. So in between I was in the US for a while, then again came back to Bangalore. Then Wipro started their offices in Cochin in 2007. So then I took a transfer there and I was there until I resigned my job. That was my journey until then.
Till Wipro. What was the reason why you left the IT job? And if I may just add here, was it because you had contacts you entered insurance, or you liked that field of insurance? That's what got into you. So what exactly got into you? Why did you leave and what got into you?
See, I never ever imagined I will leave my job until 2013. I read a lot. That is something which I a passion for me. So accidentally I came across a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. The concepts, which is it is a very revolutionary book. That is what I think. The concepts mentioned in that book actually influenced me, very deeply. I was not.
When was this?
That was way back in 2008.
Oh, much before you resigned.
Much before I resigned. So in the next few years, that the ideologies in that book actually grew in me, and somehow I got into a decision where I need to do something of my own. So that is what I am destined to. That is what I got to, believe.
So you were not tired of your job?
I was not tired of my job.
In you
Yes.
to do something on your own.
Correct.
That is what led you
Correct.
to a thought of change.
Correct.
Great. Please
See,
go ahead.
I did my engineering because I wanted to become an engineer. See, even today I am an engineer by heart. But at some point of time I understood that, I was not good in coding. Programming is not my expertise. My expertise is in dealing with people. So I was a manager. I was good in that. I was good in interfacing with the client, with my team, inspire my team and do better.
So you were in client service?
Yes.
So you were dealing with a client as well
Yes.
as with your team.
Yes,
Okay.
I understand technology very well. So that combination was very good. So once this ideologies got into my mind, I kind of decided that okay, entrepreneurship is something which I should do. But I had absolutely no idea what I have to do. But by late 2013, like I kind of got into an idea, moving into consultancy will be a stepping stone, because I did not knew exactly what I
That's
had
a
to do.
natural progression.
Yes, that is a natural progression. So that is how the resigning happened. Then the new phase it happened. Starting an IT company is something everybody does. Anybody can with a technology background. But I did not want to walk that conventional path. So this something struck me very deeply.
How was it? I mean, you said you came into it accidentally.
Insurance.
Was it meeting somebody?
Yes, I met one of my close relatives. To be precise, my father-in-law's cousin is a very senior officer in LIC of India. So his words actually inspired me into starting into the insurance business. He said there is a gap there. LIC's products. See, it is a very large organization. They have very good products, but their products does not reach the high-income group very often. So when I analyzed it, I understood that it fits into that, the ideas in the book. It is a single person business. It can be scaled up.
There's very little capital required.
There is capital required is very less. So it kind of attracted me. But then it is a very tough business also. It is not a business. Maybe 10 out of 1% succeeds.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I want to get into the next question. Was obviously this is a line of business which is not looked at very favorably by a lot of people. Correct. So how was the challenge for you once you decided that you want to get into life insurance? Did you talk to your family about it? And how did you put it across to them? What was the response?
Well, that was very interesting because for a person who has worked in the US, worked in Bangalore, worked in India's fourth largest software company, to leave a very when somebody
job.
says my son is working in Wipro, my husband is working in Wipro, my son-in-law is in Wipro, so it is a matter of pride.
Sure.
But the moment you tell, nobody in my family is going to introduce me saying that okay, my son is an insurance agent, an LIC agent. See that there is no glory in that field. Sure. So that was actually a very difficult decision for me. So I went and asked my wife, see, I see a potential over here. Do you have any problems with it? See, I will be an insurance agent. Sure. But there is a good potential. This is a business. If it is properly built up, it can bring either good earnings, but then there will be no glory. You have to understand it. So she was actually kind of okay with it. Then I also
did she need convincing?
She did not need convincing. So
okay.
She straight away said, okay, if you think it can be successful, then please go ahead with it.
So that was a very
that was actually easy. That was
where once you get her acceptance,
yes,
you had the confidence. Yes, I can move ahead.
Correct.
And do this.
Correct.
Great.
Then I also had a word with my parents. I told them, see, this is what I am going to do. So when you introduce me to somebody from now on, you will have to introduce me as an insurance agent. I am no longer into the software part of it. So they were actually surprisingly, they were also very okay with it. Then the next one person whom I spoke to was my uncle, one of my uncle. I practically grew with him during a lot of my education was done staying with him. So he is actually very close to me. So they were actually pretty much okay. So I never told anybody else what is happening.
What about your friends, ex-colleagues?
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew
Nobody knew until I did the interview with Turning Point last year. It took almost a year for me to establish, become successful, and get into telling people that I earn more than $1 lakh per month. See, when I reached that particular time, that is when I actually started telling, close relatives. Then again, so one of my major challenges while getting into sales was, I had a stammering problem. I still have a stammering when I speak. When I studied when I was in the school, it was so severe that I was actually very reluctant to talk to my friends, my fellow students. There were times when I I didn't want to speak at all. So even when I got into Wipro, I still had that issue. But see, speaking on a public platform is always challenging. Even now, I find it very challenging. But the moment I take my team into a room and I speak to them, I am perfectly fine. So it is. So then I kind of realize that it is all in my mind. It can be something overcome. So through gradual, I mean, conditioning of my own mind, I kind of overcome it. So it was something which I had to overcome. It was not possible otherwise.
Okay. Challenges which you faced getting into this line, moving out from IT
Okay.
and then getting into a completely different industry. What are the challenges you faced? Was it about knowledge? Was it understanding the industry? Was it meeting people and convincing them? Because you were from a client service background, not
Correct.
from a sales background.
Correct.
So this is a new
Correct, yes.
the sales techniques which are required to be an insurance advisor is completely different from what your
Yes.
earlier experience. So that's the challenges which I'm asking.
Yeah, see, I had never done sales in my life before. I was always into interacting with the people part of it. But then this field is a lot of this is not about hard sales. It is about understanding the person's the requirements and presenting and educating them about what is needed, what is suitable for them. So I would personally say sales is all about understanding the other person very deeply, his requirements. So a lot of my the experience when I was working was in understanding the client's requirements and ensuring that whatever we deliver is precisely what he needs. So that experience actually helped me tremendously. See, I mean, I never go and tell people like, okay, this is the plan. My first question will be, what exactly are you looking for? Then I understand their age, their background, their thought process, their family details, dependents, kids' ages. Then I tell them these are the options for you. If you do it so and so results will be there. So end of the day, I help them to make a choice for themselves. So they make the decision. I don't make the decision. There are times when they need some time. So I patiently wait for them. I follow them up at correct intervals precisely so that they feel that, okay, I remind them at the correct time, but it is not a nuisance for them. So they don't feel the pressure, but they will make the right decision when they are comfortable. So that is actually it is a slow process, but at the end of the day, my acceptance with my clients is actually much higher. They always find it pleasure to refer me. So my sales doesn't end there. So I never felt like I made a sale. I always felt like I helped that person, and he also felt like I made a difference to them.
Sure. So how satisfying is it? What is that sense of achievement that you feel? Is it about protecting your client, or is it that you have given a right solution? What is it that gives you that kick in this line?
The satisfaction is never about. I have never measured my satisfaction in terms of money. Money will come and go. See, that is all. I mean, how he decides. The satisfaction with a person is that I have actually helped to protect him. In this field, when I see specific, I mean, I do life insurance and health insurance. When somebody does both, I either protect him as well as his family, his dependents. So if when at a dire necessity or a dire emergency happens, I get the call most probably. It has actually happened when one of my clients, he actually fell down. The first call his wife called was me. Said this is so and so happened, where should I take him, I mean, will it be covered in insurance and all those things. So they are actually calling from the hospital. One of the first calls is me. So that actually gives me, because I have made a difference, a protection has actually done to them, so they feel a lot of peace of mind. At the end of the day, we all live for for that particular feeling. Peace of mind is everything that a person needs. The other aspect of it is the other satisfaction which I have derived is it has helped me to. I have actually inspired a few people. I was able to touch a few people's life. I mean, I got a call from a girl, 18 years old. What she told me was actually, it was actually inspiring to me. She said, both my parents are cancer patients. I would like to help my parents in some way. I saw your interview in YouTube. I would like to be an insurance agent. What should I do? That was the question. So I spoke with my branch office, located an office very near to her home, directed her to a good, the branch manager, the development officer there. And 2 days back, she gave me a call saying that she passed the exam and she has been given the agency.
So there is a element of perseverance, persistence, and determination.
Yes.
You might go wrong.
Yes.
You might find challenges.
Yes.
But if your conviction is strong, you can get through it.
Yes. You will find failure, and without failure, you cannot success.
Great. That's a fantastic point. Ladies and gentlemen, we found the story quite different from what we normally hear. What a human mind can conceive and believe can be achieved. And as Indrajit said, if there is a determination, a persistence, and overcoming the challenges, failures, like you said, failures will be there. Overcome those failures, and you can still make a change in your career in middle of a life and still find success. Indrajit Radhakrishnan, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
To Turning Point.
Thank you.